Good morning. Welcome to Kid News. I'm Tori. It's Monday, April 17th, 2023. And we begin with a possible test flight of the world's biggest rocket and a promise from Elon Musk that no matter what happens, it won't be boring. A 2.5-hour launch window opens at 7 a.m. this morning Central Time. And if all goes right, the 394-foot stainless steel Super Heavy Starship will thunder skyward from the southern tip of Texas. While Mr. Musk won't guarantee that it'll even reach orbit, he guarantees excitement. The Starship needs to stay airborne for just 3 minutes, after which the Super Heavy booster would separate and fall into the Gulf of Mexico. The spacecraft will continue east, passing over the Atlantic, Indian, and Pacific Oceans, before ditching an hour and a half later near Hawaii. Even though the Starship is designed to be fully reusable, nothing will be saved from this particular test. Years from now, Mr. Musk hopes his muscle rocket will ferry 100 people at a time all the way to Mars. The longest-running show on Broadway has taken its final bow and dropped its last chandelier. Last night, after 35 years and 13,981 performances, Phantom of the Opera closed its doors for good. According to CNN, in recent years, production costs were running upwards of $1 million a week, and ticket sales couldn't keep up. But the Phantom certainly knows how to make a dramatic exit. Ever since the end of its record-making run was announced, shows sold out. Producer Cameron McIntosh is grateful. He told NPR that people are calling Phantom of the Opera one of the great successes of all time, which is what one always prays for when a great show finishes. Will it be back? Maybe, he says, but for now, it's over, the music of the night. The Big Sky State just took a big-time swipe at TikTok. On Friday, Montana lawmakers became the first in the U.S. to vote to ban the video-sharing app completely starting January 1st. It is the most sweeping step by any state to restrict TikTok over security concerns and comes amid growing chatter to ban it nationally. The bill would prohibit TikTok from operating anywhere in Montana, including on personal devices, and would also prevent app stores from offering it. Governor Gianforte has 10 days to act on the bill before it automatically becomes law. So far, he has not said if he'll sign it. The authors of the ban expect legal challenges that could ultimately reach the U.S. Supreme Court. Critics of the crackdown, like the American Civil Liberties Union, say it amounts to censorship and violates the free speech rights of the First Amendment. A major media trial with big implications for journalism gets underway tomorrow in Delaware. A company called Dominion is suing Fox News for falsely reporting that its voting machines rigged the 2020 election in favor of now President Joe Biden. Dominion is suing for harm done to its reputation. Fox News says free speech rights protect it from what hosts and guests say on the air. The trial could set an important First Amendment precedent and shape political coverage for all networks going forward. And the Tampa Bay Rays will have to settle for tying modern-day baseball history. They started the season on a tear with 13 straight wins, which matched the 13-win start of the 1982 Atlanta Braves and the 1987 Milwaukee Brewers. The only longer opening streak was the historic 20-0 start by the 1884 St. Louis Maroons of the Union Association, and that record still stands. Tampa Bay's record-chasing run ended with a loss to the Toronto Blue Jays on Friday. That's it for Kid News. Now, today's Kid News quiz. How tall is the world's biggest rocket? 394 feet. Phantom of the Opera closed last night after how many performances? 13,981. It was the longest-running show on Broadway. Lawmakers in which U.S. state just voted to ban TikTok completely? Montana. What baseball team tied the modern-day Major League record for best start? The Tampa Bay Rays with 13 straight wins. In today's Kid News Kicker, all police chases should look like this one. The perpetrator, Mimu the pet emu, who got spooked by workers near his Harriman, Tennessee home, jumped his 7-foot fence and took off running. Mimu's human posted an all-points bulletin on Facebook, and pretty much the entire town, including its police force, turned out to help find him. But when they did, Mimu wasn't having it. He hit speeds of 40 miles an hour while at least 4 cruisers with lights flashing followed in a slow pursuit, waiting for him to tire out. He's now safely home with a higher fence, but Mimu's few minutes of fame may have paid off. A local college tweeted, "If Mimu is looking for work as a mascot, someone have him reach out to us, please. #Roan State Emus." Emus are the largest bird in the world after their cousin, the ostrich, stand 5 feet 8 inches tall and weigh up to 130 pounds. Before we go, we want to say hello to our KidNuz classroom, starting with Mr. Stewart and his Wildcats at Pinewood Elementary in Jenison, Michigan. To California from Mrs. Stevens and her Eagles at Barrington Elementary in Newman, and Mrs. Luna and her Eagles at Ronald Reagan in Palm Desert. Mrs. Douglas and her South Regional Superheroes at Archangel Gabriel in Robinson Township, Pennsylvania. And Miss Robinson and her Tigers at Tyler Run in Powell, Ohio. Thanks for listening. Please consider a tax-deductible donation to support your favorite podcast. You can do so on our website, kidnuz.org. We'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.